Alright. Hello everybody! Jade Arrow here with Game 2 between Acou and Stark. Stark did pull out a victory fairly decisively in Game 1. And back with more Arabia, it looks like. Well, this could very easily be Green Arabia. I think this is actually Green Arabia. Hold on. Okay, well, I was gonna see what map this is, but I can't read that. Well, never mind. We're just gonna say this is Green Arabia. Acou is down to the south of the map, playing as the Malay, and Stark to the north of the map, and the Magenta playing as the Persians. And both of these are very strong civs. Stark can very easily go with some knights in Castle Age. Acou could go with archers, he could go with battle elephants, he could go with camels, and could karambit spam later in the game once we get towards the Imperial Age, if we even get that far. And I don't like Stark's map generation at all. His three main minerals are they all fit on the same screen. They're all on this hill. That's so annoying. Because if Acou goes archers, he could just sit up on this hill, and it would be so difficult to push those archers back off the hill. So if Acou goes aggressive here, he could deny these golds, deny the stone. There's this stone over here, but Stark would have to wall off this side, and he could be in a bit of trouble. Acou could just sit there and do a whole lot of damage. And once Stark recognizes, we're probably going to see a tower from him on this gold, just as precaution, keep his villagers safe. Acou's map is a lot better. He did get pretty good wood line generation. He could very easily wall off the size of his base. His gold's back here, very safe, and he could very easily wall off the front of his base with the houses and military buildings that he's going to be placing later on. And his stone is also back here. If he wants to go with karambits later on, he could safely mine that and get a castle up. And the neutral golds are actually in the middle here, which is pretty nice. I really hate it when neutral golds spawn like way towards somebody's side of the map. Just makes it slightly unfair. But these ones are right in the middle, so they could be contested quite a bit. And Acou does not have very many hills around his base. There's only the one on the front here and the one back here. The hill back here isn't going to be much of a problem because Stark probably isn't going to be getting around here with any units. At least not very easily. One up here could be a bit of a nuisance if Stark were to go with archers, but being the Persians, seems more likely than not to go with scouts into castle, into knights. So, really, the hills aren't too much of a problem for Acou. And relics are actually pretty even. There's one there for Acou, the other one's right there, the other one's all the way over in the corner, so Acou actually has 3. Whereas Stark has the one there, and where's the other one? Oh, it's right here. The one there. So Stark has 2, Acou has 3. It's not too much of a difference, really. And that's kind of a perfect place for a lumber camp. Although I would have backed it up one more tile, as if he did that, then he could have put 2 or 3 villagers in that one tile gap there, and it's just slightly more efficient. It's not too much of a big deal, but it is a bit more efficient. And Acou is pretty late up to feudal, and uh-oh. Okay. Okay. Let me just explain my train of thought here. So, I was saying, oh, that's what he's doing. Sending 4 villagers forward. And he was late up to feudal age, which means he's probably going to go for towers. He doesn't have any on stone, though, which is kind of weird. So he's probably going to go forward and put down some military buildings. And he's just going to go with forward strategy. Now, I said, uh-oh, right after that, because if Stark saw that, that would completely destroy his plans, and then he would be later to feudal age and be farther behind in terms of military numbers. But it doesn't look like Stark saw that. And he's just coming forward with a scout. He's not going to see any on stone. So he's not going to be expecting towers, and if Acou does go forward and place a tower, say, on this hill, which is actually a really good idea, then it could catch Stark completely off guard. And I have a long pause here. Not sure what for. Probably find out once they unpause. But Acou did go up later, and because of that, he has 22 villagers, whereas Stark has 19. So he's got slightly more vills. And if he sends a few villagers over to gold, then he could go for a fast castle. But for now, he's just sending these 4 villagers forward. And we'll have to see what he decides to do with them. Yeah, Stark didn't see that with his scout. I think he had just half a second where he saw them run forward, but doesn't look like he was paying attention. And what is this? Okay, well, forward barracks, I suppose. Why not? And Acou's just gonna put that barracks right there on the hill for whatever reason. And now he's gonna hit feudal. Stark sees this now. He had to have seen it with that spear. Yeah, he saw it. And don't know what his reaction is gonna be to it. Barracks goes up, and what's Acou gonna do now? I don't know what he's gonna do. What are you gonna do? So you can go with stable? Maybe. Probably not towers, though. He doesn't have any on stone back at home, so he's not going with towers. So, forward barracks. New strategy. So, he went for forward barracks, and the reason he did this was to draw this many villagers off. And it's totally worth it, because he only has these 4 villagers running around, whereas Stark has 9 running around. So there's a lot of idle time here for Stark, and it's totally worth it. And yeah, he might lose all these units, but at least he got all this idle time from him. And if you couldn't tell and it wasn't obvious enough, I'm completely making this up as I go, because I have no idea why he went for a forward barracks here. It's a really curious thing to do. He does a few spears out to take out these scouts, but this doesn't seem worth it at all for Acou. He's going to lose all of these vills, but he is getting a lot of idle time out of this, and he did get his barracks completely walled in. But I don't know, maybe this is worth it. He is idling more than half of Stark's economy. He's only got a few villagers on farms and a few on wood. He doesn't really have much else other than that. And now these villagers have to run all the way back. So, I don't know, maybe that was worth it. He's gonna go with an archery range back at home. Just just for defense, and probably expect Stark to come forward now and pull out some aggression here. And these two Weakvilles gonna get picked off. Very nice by Stark. He's gonna run away with those scouts without getting hit at all. So those two went down. Spears are coming back home to defend from these scouts, and now Aku's going to go on to gold to get his archer production up. And Stark is going with scouts. And he grabbed some stone with those villagers because why not? May as well have them do something. And he's just going to send them back out on gold. At this point, he's going to build up his farm count and get his way up to Castle Age. And there's the tower that I was saying right at the beginning. He's going to put a tower there just to keep this gold somewhat defended at least. And he's really not going to be able to do anything with these scouts. Acou has these spears in defense on the gold. He's walled off his wood line. He's got spears there anyway, just in case. So Stark's not going to be able to do anything with those scouts. And the tower goes up. There's not really any way it couldn't have gone up, really. And Stark's throwing down a bunch of farms. Aku's throwing down a bunch of farms. And now it's kind of going to be a race to see who can get to Castle Age first. Both of them very close on resources. But Aku's actually going to be creating archers. And it is going to put him slightly behind in the castle race. But he's going to have a few archers thrown around. And Stark this time is going with an archer range. Last game we saw Acou going with a stable and then switching it around and going with an archer range. This time Stark's gone with the stable and then switching around and going with archer range. Didn't work out for Acou in the first game. Well, we'll have to see if it works any better for Stark. Stark coming forward with 4 scouts now. And first one's on low HP, the other ones are fairly healthy. But I don't think he's going to be able to do much. He backed out of that, decided not to push into this wood line. And yeah, he's going to be chased away. Defensive tower on the gold for Acou. And there's really not much Stark can do with these. These scouts really can't do much. They can't go to the gold. He's got a tower there, and the spears can just run around. He can't go to the wood because it's, well, walled off. And really all he can do is scout this army from Acou. And Stark does have some defensive units ready. And looks like neither of these guys are deciding to go with the Castle Age, and instead going to fight more on feudal. And Acou does have 4 spears here. These archers could very easily pick off those spears, and then the scouts can run in and act as a slight meat shield against these archers. But we'll have to see what damage he can do. He's looping around this side. Another defensive tower on the wood line for Stark. This means he doesn't have any stone, which means he won't be able to put down any more town centers once he gets to Castle Age. So he's just going with 1 town center here. Just doing a 1 TC play here. I don't know if that's the best choice. Once he gets to the Castle Age, I think he's going to need a bigger economy to be able to keep up with the Malay. If Acou goes with Karambits and Stark doesn't have a healthy eco, it's going to be very hard for him to fight that off. Right now these two engaging on this hill. And all the spears are down. The scouts are very low HP. One went down. Oh, but Stark's gonna lose it all. He could have picked that one off, but decided to go for archers instead, which isn't a bad idea. If you're gonna lose units, pick off the gold-costing units, because then that's a valuable resource put into a unit that didn't get put to good use. And now Stark's going out to stone with a couple bills, just to get enough stone to put up at least one more town center when he gets to the castle age. He's going up now, a couple minutes behind Acou. And Acou, this time, this is kind of like a reverse of the first game. Acou's going up early, and he's got the archers that he can turn into crossbow. And I think this is good for Stark, because being the Persians, he gets +2 attack versus archers on his knights. So if he creates some knights and can get a good engagement against these gonna be crossbow, he could clean them all out in one fell swoop, really. And Acou's over here on stone. And he did put that tower up, so he's going to need some stone to put up one town center. And where's he going to put it? He needs more wood, but where's a good spot for him? Maybe over here? I don't know. He really doesn't have many options. He could put it over on the skulls. That's about as good as it's gonna get. And he's made a battle elephant. He's not creating any more. Just the one. And battle elephants are actually pretty good. Once they have 250 HP. And if you upgrade their armor, they're a really good tank against archers, which Stark is going for. So we'll have to see who can clean out the other player's archers first. If Stark can kill all these crossbows with his knights that have bonus attack, or if Acou can take out all of these crossbow with elephants. Looks like it's not even going to matter, though. Stark did have the number advantage, so he was able to take all of those out. And Acou now getting scale barding for his elephants. And he's pushing forward. And this could get ugly for Stark very quickly if he doesn't micro well. If the elephants get up to these crossbow, they can do a lot of damage. And with the crossbow firing from behind, then there's gonna be a bit of a problem for Stark. We'll see what he can do. He has more crossbow at the moment, and could get up on this cliff. And the knights are here, but they're gonna easily be taken out by the amount of crossbow that are here and the elephants. And yeah, they just went down really quick. Monastery going up now for Stark. And he's doing that just to get a couple monks out. A couple conversions could make it a lot better for him. And I'm curious. Yeah, okay. He's going with camels. And this is kind of a weird combination. Monks and camels. The crossbows can easily clean that. Like, no problem. If Acou just adds in more crossbow, then he can just shred through camels and monks. So I think Stark needs to stop making crossbow and go with skirms instead. And that university is going to be denied. So no ballistics for Stark. You put a second town center up there. Doesn't have the resources for a third town center. Oh, no, there it is. Yeah, he uses resources for the third town center. But I really think he needs to just switch into skirms to kill these crossbow. If he can get his skirms on the crossbow, and then have his monks and camels take out the elephants, then he could be in business. And Acou's got more elephants back at home, waiting to be unleashed in all of their elephant glory. Well, this gold mine could very easily be harassed by these crossbow here. And these two are actually very close together, very even. Vills are 2 away. Military also 2 away. So it's really even still. It's going to come down to either a couple small advantages for one of them in any engagements they take, or it's going to be one big engagement that's going to completely wipe out one of them. And so far it's going in Stark's favor. He took out 4 crossbow and lost 2. So that's, and he's fighting uphill, so that's pretty good. But he can't stay here for much longer. Ballistics now for both of them. Microwing just got 10 times harder. And I don't know. They're just kind of dancing around, waiting to see when they can get any small advantage. And Stark rushing in with these knights, throwing them away, honestly. They're just going down. These monks going forward, and got 1 conversion. And both monks did go down, though. And he got another conversion, because the monk did that. I can hear the monk, but I don't see it. Oh, I'm clicking on it. Well, I'm just blind. Regular T90 blind. But this fight went in Stark's favor, really. All the elephants are gonna go down. And yeah, they're all down. All the crossbow are down. And Stark's got a couple elephants for him now. So that really went in Stark's favor. And now Acou's pulling back to regroup and trying to see what he could do here. He's coming out with a 3rd archery range, so gonna be going for more crossbow and another stable. So he's fully committed to the elephants and crossbow. Start beginning to collect the relics now. And I don't think he sees the other one. Okay, he does. He sees it. And Acou has not gone for the relics. He doesn't have a monastery. Mainly because he doesn't need to. But Acou's on 4 TCs. And Stark is on 3? Oh wait, Stark's making a 4th as well. Yeah, 4. So they're both going to be on 4 TCs. And they're going to have some big economies really quick. And moving out, Stark's moving out now. Acou does have this hill. And if Stark can take this hill over, it's going to be very difficult for Acou to regain it. And this is a bad engagement for Stark. He needs to pull back. That elephant did get up close to these crossbow. Tanked a bit of fire, but still wasn't that great of a fight for him. And I don't know. Stark is making more knights. Yeah, I was gonna say, he needs to get chain barding. He's just barely got it. And Acou does not have chain barding. So, wait, do Malay get chain barding? I think Malay do get chain barding, right? Checking. Oh, they don't. Oh, okay. Never mind. So he can't get chain barding. Okay. So +1, +1 is all he can get. But with 3 pierce armor and 250 health, these elephants can take a lot more fire than the knights can. And it really doesn't matter how much bonus damage these knights get against the crossbow if they can't get up close. These elephants can just sit in front and take fire. But Acou's advancing in the Imperial Age, and Stark is nowhere near it. Look at his resources. He's not even close to the Imperial Age. And yeah, Acou has less military, sure. Once he gets to the Imperial Age, it's going to be a huge advantage for him. He can get Elite Battle Elephant, I guess he's thinking about making a castle here. And yeah, he almost has a stone fort. You're gonna put a castle right around here. I don't think he can place a castle on top of this hill, though. And then he can come out with karambits. There's gonna be a whole new set of problems for Stark to deal with. Gonna take an engagement now, and this is as good a time as any to go for it. Before Acou gets his upgrades, before he can get to the Imperial Age. And it looks like the numbers are working for Stark here. Overwhelmed those elephants, took them out. And Acou's gonna lose all of his crossbow. They've all gone down right as he gets to the Imperial Age. That was not what he needed. And immediately gets Arbalest, but he doesn't have any crossbow to upgrade. He lost them all. Oh, no, this is so bad. Gonna throw down an emergency castle. There's no way that is going up. No chance. Oh, this is not good for him. That fight really messed it up for him. And now Stark's going up to the Imperial Age as well. Oh, man, that hurt Acou so much. He's queued up so many Arbalists, but he only has 4, so can't really do much with that. He needs his numbers back up. That fight really killed it for him. That really swung the momentum in Stark's favor, and his TC's idled over here. These villagers are idled. All the villagers in here are idled. And he needs to get this castle up, but he can't do that with these crossbows sitting here. And this is just looking bad. He's finally going to get this up. Not where he wanted to put it, and Stark is putting it right on that hill. I didn't think he could place a castle right on there, since that hill's only 1 tile at the top. But I guess he can, so whatever. He's going to put it on there. And Acou's got his castle up. And there's the Treb for him. So he is going to be slightly ahead in the Treb count, in the Treb Wars, which could very easily stack up very quickly. Castle's gone up, and don't get your hopes up for War Elephants. It's not going to happen. Very rarely does it happen in expert games. He does have a lot of resources, though, if he really wanted to. But he's probably going to go with Cavalier instead. Yeah, there's Cavalier. And the Cavalier will kill the Karambits. They will kill the Arbalists. And Acou, you can tell Acou wants to build a castle. There it is. There's the castle for him. But it's in range of this castle. So he's losing bills. He can't be losing them all like this. The Treb is out. The second Treb's on the way, but I don't think Acou can defend it. Acou, yeah, he can't. He's just gonna call the GG. It was looking so good for him too. He got into the Imperial Age, but then that one fight just destroyed it. And that was great from Stark. Took the fight right when he needed, really swung the momentum in his favor, and that ended it. So GG, both of them. They scored 2-0 for Stark, and I think that's all they're going to play. So good job from both of them. It's really awesome to see these guys just in action, seeing any expert players, really. And thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate all of you. And I'll see you in the next video.